Hello, welcome to everyone in this lecture. This is lecture number 31. Already we covered the 30 lecture for the solution of this book, that is Electricity and Magnetism by Vasudev Ghosh, and this is the 16th part of this book, and the rest of the lecture actually consists for the solution of the problem set of the DJ Griffith book, right? In this book we already covered chapter 1 and chapter 2 and chapter 3, and this Basudev Ghosh book chapter 1, 2, 3 totally covered, and this is the chapter 4, that is question number 1 to 26 already covered in the previous lecture, and this is the last part of this chapter 4 of this book. Okay, so if you want to go to the wants to watch the previous lecture, you can go to this description box, link given in this description box, right? So let's start today's topic, that is question number 27 to question number 34 of this book chapter 4 we wants to discuss, right? So let's start question number 27, which says that is 2 point inside a nucleus are 3 into 10 to the minus 15 meter apart. So this is the distance of 2 point. Find their mutual electrostatic interaction energy. So mutual electrostatic interaction energy is nothing but the potential. This is if we take only one charge, the potential for this charge is 0. That's why work done 0. When we take in the another charge, then the work done will be interact as the mutual interaction energy, and this is the potential and into this charge. So this charge and the potential of this due to another charge is like that. So if you putting the value of E and R, you will be get this answer. Very clear. Next question. A parallel plate air capacitor charged by connecting 90 volt battery. The battery is in disconnected and a dielectric liquid is placed between this plate to fill this gap. So at the initial we place this 19 volt and this is air. So the initial capacitance will be like that, potential this, so the charge will be C0 V0. Now the this battery is disconnected, so the charge is constant. So the charge is constant because battery is disconnected, so the charge is constant. So the new capacitance will be K epsilon naught A by D, because they are filled by this 5 by this air gap filled by this liquid. So the new capacitance will be K epsilon naught A by D, and the corresponding potential will be given, that is 25. So from this relation Q equal to Cv, the charge will be the remain constant because of battery is disconnected, charge is constant. So if you constant these two charge, you will be get this relation. Finally you get this value of K. Clear? Q equal to Cv, just put this value C and V expression, will be get this value of K. Next question. A coaxial cable consists of a metal wire of radius A surrounded by a concentric hollow metal cylinder of radius B. So there is this is a metal wire A, and this is a concentric hollow cylinder of radius B. Okay, the space between the field of dielectric with strength, this is the dielectric strength, so that in order to avoid dielectric breakdown, the voltage V applied between the wire and the hollow cylinder should satisfy the relation that is. So the applied field such that this dielectric property does not break down. So this is the maximum value of potential such that the dielectric properties does not invalid or does not break down. So this is the limiting value. So you can see the electric field within this region. From the Gauss theorem you can find out the electric field. So the maximum electric field when happen, the R is minimum, the R is minimum is A. So put this value, you will be get the maximum uh, electric field, that is the strength, dielectric strength, right? And the potential can be find out from this integration, you will be get this potential, and by this condition this must be less than this, V must be less than that value such that it can be does not break, so that this is the maximum value of this potential, right? So the V must be less than of this potential, and put this value just taking A and A such that we can replace this A. So you will be get this relation, right? If there is any doubt, you must comment in the comment box. Next question. Consider a spherical capacitor consisting of two concentric pairs, a cell of radius A and B. This is A and this is B. The outer is grounded, one is given charge plus Q. So inner surface plus Q charge given, so the inner sphere, and so the induced charge of the inner surface of the outer sphere will be minus q, and the outer surface will be plus q, which is towards the grounded, right? So which goes to the ground. This will be the cases of the charge induced, right? So the outer one grounded, so that half of the total energy stored within the spherical shell of radius a and r the same. So in that case, the electric field is be like that. From that you can find out the energy of this system. You know the energy of the system, half epsilon naught square d v. Actually this is air, that's why it written epsilon naught, otherwise we take to epsilon. So put this value of E, will be get this energy. So this is for region between A to B. Now the energy for region A to R, the same thing, just limit will be A to R. The same thing. This is limit A to B, and here the limit is A to R. Now the question is, the energy will be the half of the total energy. This is total energy U, and the U prime is the half of this U. Just put this value of U prime is like that, and U is this. Put these two value in this expression, you will be get this relation. Clear? So the energy will be half with this radius r up to that, where r is related to a or b, like that. Clear? Next question. A spherical conductor of radius a carrying a charge q. So this is a spherical conductor of radius a whose charge is q. The conductor is coated with a uniform thickness b of dielectric parameter. This thickness is b, dielectric parameter epsilon, so that total charge stored in this field will be like that. This is the total energy. You can see here the electric field for this inner region will be 0, and for the region 2 the electric field will be q by epsilon, because there is epsilon, so this is q by epsilon into that. In region 3 you will be get also again you will be get this electric field, because there is three charges, so plus minus will cancel out. So in region 2 and region 3 will be get this electric field. So in case of region 3 there is epsilon naught, and in case of region 2 there is epsilon. There is a dielectric medium, and in this region there is no dielectric medium. In this region there is epsilon naught, and there is epsilon. Clear? So the total energy, you know, half epsilon all space. So from b to infinity, that is the outer, this is epsilon naught, and for a to b this is epsilon, right? So put this value of E just for a to b. In region 2 means the r is a to b. In region 2 means r is a to b. In this region the conductor is closed with the uniform thickness b. I think there is any error. The conductor is closed with uniform thickness b, the dielectric medium. So this, in this region this is minus q, and this is plus q. So in region 2 actually the electric field will be 0. This will be 0, and for region 3, no, that's not true. Sorry. So this is a, and this is a plus b. You must take as d, a plus b minus a. So this answer is right there. I think there is any mistake, but the answer is correct, matches. If there is any wrong you find, you must comment in the comment box. At this moment I cannot find any mistake in this solution, but I have a doubt regarding these things, right? Regarding actually this a to b, that's b is not correct. Actually this is a plus b, the distance will be a plus b. I wants to write in another link a plus b, and this is also a plus b, a plus b, this is also a plus b. So you can put here b is changes from b plus a actually. So if we put, what happen, that is, that does not matches with this does not match. That's the problem. A conducting sphere of radius a carrying a charge q. I think there is anything wrong here. I will be provided this PDF after correcting this one. Okay, so at this moment I think this is all right. If I will be get this actual solution, I will be provide you in the corrected copy, right? So let go to the next question, where says the space between the metal plate of a parallel plate capacitor is filled with the two sheets of dielectric material having dielectric constant K1 and K2 respectively. Thickness of each sheet is D. This is D. This is D. The plate carries free charge density plus sigma and minus sigma respectively. Find the D displacement vector and P polarization vector. You know displacement vector related with the electric field like that D equals to epsilon E. So the dielectric for the one dielectric one, the D1 equal to epsilon 1 E1, and you know in this region E1 equal to sigma by epsilon 1. So finally get sigma n cap, where n cap is the unit vector from plus sigma to minus sigma plate, right? In the similar case for dielectric 2, this will be d2 equals to like that. So this is similarly sigma epsilon. So d are the same. And the polarization vector, you know, d minus epsilon e in case of epsilon naught e. So p1 equal to d1 minus epsilon naught e1. So d1 equal to sigma n cap, and e1 is nothing but sigma by epsilon 1 n cap. So just taking common, sigma n cap equals to 1 minus 1 by k1, and p2 equals to d2 minus epsilon naught e2. Finally you get this expression. Clear? These are the polarization vector in this two region and this displacement vector into this region. Next question. A capacitor is an important question, asked in Calcutta University 2012. Very important question. The capacitor is formed by two square metal plate. These are the square metal plate of side A separated by a distance d. The gap is filled dielectric of dielectric constant K1 and K2. So you can see this dielectric constant varies like that. Before that we know the dielectric constant varies parallel or like that, but when this dielectric constant changes like that, this is another new thing, right? So that the capacitance will be like that. So if you take a strip like dx at a distance x, so what will be the capacitance for this region? That is epsilon naught. Area is the a into dx, one side a and another side is dx because this was a. So a into dx, and there will be t1 by k1 and t2 by k2. Simple. Where you can see from the figure that is t2 by x is tan theta. Similarly t1 by a minus x also tan theta, and this is nothing but d by a. From here we got T2 equal to this and T1 equal to D minus T2. We get T1 and T2 in terms of D and X. So put this value T1 and T2 here, and after rearranging them, you can do this, I think. After rearranging them and integrating this X from 0 to A, you will finally get this equation. Okay, this calculation you must do yourself. If there is any doubt, any problem, any query, you must comment in the comment box. Next question. For 1 microfarad capacitor are connected in parallel charge with this voltage. So this is voltage and this capacitor are parallelly connected. So the resultant capacitor will be sum of these four capacitor. Finally you get this charge, and the corresponding energy of the system will be like that. When is discharge? You know this charge is related with that. Will be upcoming session will be know about the details of this equation, but at this moment you can check this relation, that is at t equal to 0 this is q0, and if t increases this charge will be reduces. This is the discharge mechanism. So the current will be dq dt. If we derivative we will be get this equation. So the heat generates I square RT dt with limit 0 to infinity. Finally taking you will be get q0 by 2. You know this is q0 by 2c is this, so q0 by c is double of this. This is 0.16 joule. And if you want to heat required to melt this copper, that is H equal to ms theta, put this value m s theta. You can see here that is the mass per unit length. So for 5 millimeter length the mass will be this one, this s is specific heat and theta is temperature difference, will be get this one. So for melting you need 0.114 joule and the heat generated 16 joule, so which is greater, so this material will be melted out. I think clear. Because when these are disconnected and connect with this copper, this resistance gives you a, this resistance actually gives you the, this resistance gives you the heat production which will actually help to melt this material. I think clear for these things. If there is any doubt, you must comment in the comment box. And this question actually I wants to clear you before the uploaded. Okay, so that's it. This is all about me, and this is my contact details, and this is my YouTube channel details. Go to this channel, you will be get the others video regarding physics, mathematics, and also for competitive exam mathematics, arithmetic, advanced math, and quantitative aptitude with reasoning, right? So like this session, share this video to your friends so that he or she also get benefit from this video. Subscribe this channel if you new in this channel, and press the bell icon to get the notification of upcoming video. So take care, we will be to meet into the next video as soon as possible. Thank you.